Hello, welcome back. If you've been with me through the summer series, thank you for staying. We talked about growth, about expansion, about doing. Today, we turn a corner. We've just passed ChuShu, the end of heat. In the old Chinese calendar, this is the 14th solar term of the year, usually falling around August 23rd. The name literally means the heat is retreating. But here's what I want you to notice this week. Wherever you are, the light is changing. The evenings come a little earlier. Something in the air has shifted, even if the afternoon sun still feels strong. This is the beginning of autumn, and today I want to talk about what this season asks of us, especially if you are a woman in your 40s or 50s, navigating your own internal season of change. In the Yellow Emperor's inner classic, 黄帝内经, the oldest foundational text of Chinese medicine, each season has a character, almost a personality. Summer's character is 长, growth, expansion, outward energy. Autumn's character is 收, gathering in, consolidation, drawing inward. ChuShu sits right at the hinge point. The heat is leaving, but the body hasn't caught up yet. This is actually a season where a lot of people feel more tired, not less. Because the body is being asked to shift gears from spending energy outward to conserving it. If you've felt a strange low-edged fatigue this week, even though the calendar says nothing dramatic has happened, that's not in your head, that's ChuShu. In the 5-element framework, autumn is governed by metal, and its organ is the lung. Not just breathing, but in TCM terms, the lung governs the skin, the body's outer boundary, and its relationship to the external world. Metal season also brings 燥, dryness, dry skin, dry throat, dry cough, dry eyes. The air itself is drying out, and the body follows. Now, here is the part I want to speak to directly, because I know a good number of you listening are in premenopause or menopause, and this matters more than most seasonal content will tell you. If you are already managing your own internal thermal state, hot flashes, unpredictable temperature swings, disrupted sleep, this transitional season can amplify all of it. The external world going from hot to cool, day to day, hour to hour, mirrors the calm intensify what's already happening inside your own body. This isn't a coincidence. TCM ignores. The classic texts treat the body's internal climate and the external climate as continuous with each other, not separate systems. I want to say clearly, what I am sharing today is a framework for daily comfort and self-care, not medical treatment. If your symptoms are significant, please also talk to your doctor. This complements that care. It doesn't replace it. Here is something I find quietly beautiful about Chinese medicine. It doesn't treat emotion as separate from physiology. Each season has an associated emotion. Autumn's is 悲, often translated as grief, sorrow, or a kind of tender melancholy. Think about it practically. This is the season of falling leaves, of golden light that feels a little wishful, of things visibly, physically letting go. It makes sense that this time of year stirs something reflective in us, a mood that isn't quite sadness, but isn't lightness either. If you've noticed yourself feeling more sentimental today, thinking about things ending, about time passing, maybe about your daughter growing up, a career chapter closing, your own body changing, I want you to hear this. That feeling is not a malfunction. It is the season moving through you. Autumn doesn't ask you to fix that feeling or push past it. It asks you to let it move. The way the leaf lets go of the branch without fight. This is actually a useful psychological reframe, and it borrows from something outside TCM too in Western psychology. We know that naming an emotion and understanding why it's arising reduces its intensity. When you can say, this is autumn's 悲 moving through me, it becomes something you are witnessing, not something that's happening to you uncontrollably. That small shift from victim of the feeling to observe of the feeling is itself a form of calm strength. Let's make this practical. 3 things to carry with you through the coming weeks, especially if you are managing premenopause and menopause symptoms. 1. Dress in layers and protect the neck and lower abdomen specifically. Classical guidance says the body's most vulnerable points to autumn's cold and dry combination are the neck, where wind enters, and the lower abdomen, linked to core warmth. A light scarf, even indoors on cooler days, is not fuzzy, it's practical. If you are prone to hot flashes, layering lets you adjust in the moment rather than being stuck, too hot or too cold. 2. Eat to counter dryness and lean toward warm and moistening foods. This is the season for pears lightly steamed or stewed, not icy cold. For white fungus, 银耳. For lily bulb, 百合. For sesame, walnuts, and honey. These are classically described as moistening the lung. Pull back on raw, cold, and very spicy foods for now. They work against what the body is trying to do. If you are navigating hot flashes, also notice your own triggers around caffeine and alcohol this season. Many women find their sensitivity shifts as the weather cools. 3. Protect your rest without guilt. The instruction from the 黄帝内经 for autumn is 早卧早起. Sleep early, rise early. Going to bed earlier than you did in summer to match the shortening days. If you are waking at night from temperature swings, this isn't about achieving perfect sleep. It's about giving yourself more opportunity for rest, not less. If your body is asking for an early night or a slower morning, this is the season to say yes to that without treating it as laziness. Rest, in autumn's logic, is not the opposite of productivity. It's the preparation for it. So, this week, 1 scarf, 1 warm meal with pear or lily bubble, 1 early bedtime. Small, doable, not another item on an already full list. And if a wave of sentimentality catches you somewhere, watching the leaves change, thinking about how much has shifted this year, let it move through. You don't have to fix it. Autumn doesn't ask you to. Next episode, we will move into 白露, white dew, and talk about something many of you have asked me about directly: how to protect your energy and set boundaries without guilt as the season asks us to gather in. Until then, take care of yourself the way you'd take care of someone you love, because you